So you think you know about video games? Every week I show you another box full of amazing retro game stuff, but can you tell me how much it's worth? Welcome to the family fun game for video games collectors. Are you ready?
What's in the box?
I think I love retro games.
What's in the box?
Hello, it is me, it is Jace at Retrogames. Hello, how are you? Happy Friday, happy Retrogames Day. Have you missed me? I've got a bit of a cough today, I might be spluttering my way through this, but let's do it. What's the difference? He's wearing a red jumper, this must be fun. What? That's a big proper treasure box. You're right, a proper treasure chest of stuff to show you today. Welcome to What's in the Box, which has mutated into what I can only call a game show. Now basically I'm going to show you loads of really interesting retro games items that came into the Retro Games website this week. And you can then, after you've seen each item, you can guess how much you think it's worth, how much you think we've listed it for sale for. It's a bit of fun. Get your friends and family together. I can't keep the scores for you. That's the only thing, I can't do that. I can't keep the scores. You're gonna have to keep the scores yourself. But there are 30 items in the box today, and there is a chance to win. Yes! You can't turn this into a game show without a chance to win. So that's coming up at the end of the show. There will be a chance to win. So bear that in mind. Don't just fast forward to the end. Don't fast forward to the end. Wait, get there naturally. Now for the new revamped What's in the Box show, episode 36. I can't do this alone anymore. I cannot do it alone anymore. I need a friend. And what friend am I going to call up to help me do this? You know.
My name is Marvin. My name is Marvin. Remember my name. 'Cause my name is Marvin. My name is Marvin.
Yes, and here he is. Marvin is back in the house. And regulars of the channel will know that Marvin, he's our electronic friend. He's better than AI. He's better pre-AI. He goes right back to the 1980s. He's got a bigger brain than all those new AIs. He's better than ChatGPT. He's Chat Marvin. So Marvin, what you been up to this week?
Well, this week I learned how to tie shoelaces in 22 different languages.
Well, I didn't really expect that. But thanks, Marvin. I'm just going to put you over to this side for a little bit. Don't drop him, Jace. So, what gives me the authority to price stuff? What the hell? Who is this guy? If you're new to the show, you're thinking, who the hell is this guy? Why does he think he knows all about video games? Well, I am the first retro gamer. Yes, I started it all 1995. Retrogames was the first ever video games reseller of classic video games, and so I know everything. I just know it all.
What a load of crap.
I've been doing it non-stop for nearly 30 years. Every single day of my life is taken up with old video games, and so you're here. I'm authentic. This is what authentic looks like. It might look like a big fat guy in a red jumper. That is authentic. What can I say? Shall we get on with it? Okay, let's get on with it. What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay. Look at this box. Oh, isn't this box magical? Whoa! Oh, it's got all the stuff in it. Whoa! Oh, yes, lovely lining. What a lovely lining. Okay, I'm going to start this week. Regular viewers will know that I often end on these, but today I'm going to start with Handheld Games. Okay, now first game today is by Casio. It is called Mogland, or Mogland. I don't think it's Mogland. It is a beautiful, compact handheld game. It is solar powered. It has got a flip open design. It's from 1983. check this out. Isn't that beautiful? Now you'll see, as we catch the light there, you can see it's going into action because it's solar powered. There are some strange crack marks on the screen. We've seen this a lot with this Casio collection. Some like inbuilt kind of damage, but I really don't know how it happens because they're very straight lines. Whether it's a heat reaction, something to do with how it's been stored, but yeah, I've seen it on calculators too. It's unusual, but anyway, let's start with a bit of play. Just check out Mogland. You've got to catch these. Oh, the Mog got me. Did you see? There's and then I've got to. Oh, annoying. There, I've got one. Yeah, my girlfriend gave me a little. Oh, that's nice. I've got another one. Yeah. See, you're getting hearts for your girlfriend. Trying to avoid the Mogs. I'm not very good at talking and playing, am I? So, with our new regime in play, there's only one thing to ask. Marvin, how much is that worth? Now the second game today is Shuttle Bomber. Now this is another in that same series. Casio again, 1983. But look at that. That is a built-in FM radio. Can you still listen to FM radio? Nobody knows. Maybe you can. You can't tune into TV anymore, so can you really listen to radio still? Again, 1983, and again that flip-up design. Sadly missing the battery cover, but it is working. You can power it up. You can just keep your thumb over the battery while you play. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I just love it when dual purpose. Do you remember those Game Boy? I think I showed a picture of one. Game Boy radio adapters, so you can listen to the radio on your Game Boy. It feels like, oh wow, this is really pushing the boundaries of what my handheld game can do. But actually, it's just using the Game Boy for power. Yeah, it has its own speaker, headphone socket, nothing to do with the actual Game Boy, and kind of like you can see the whole of this radio is just in this top edge, and there's the headphone socket for it. It's got nothing to do with the game at all. I guess it shares the battery power, but that is it. How much do you think then, Marvin? What's Silent Bomber going for? And the third in the series. And yes, all these games are available to buy. So if you're not just watching it to guess the prices, you can also buy all this stuff at the world famous Retrogames website. Okay, Water Coaster. Another, I mean, you're getting the gist now. It's very similar to the other two games. Beautiful flip up design. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It just opens up so lovely. I will show you some gameplay on this, but just a bit of a close up there. You can hear the music start as soon as it sees the light. Yeah, let's check out the gameplay of Water Coaster. Here we go then, Water Coaster. I'll press start. Now you have a spanner. You've got to try and get these birds and put them in the cage. And not get whacked. Yeah, so I'm a maintenance man on a coaster ride. And I can get run into. I think I'm a robot. Oh, and I keep getting beaten up. Just need to get a bird in my net. I'll get one. And then I put it in a little cage. Yes, and that's how I get a point. So come on then, Marvin. How much is that worth? Ooh, expensive that one. And yeah, it's special. Okay, now still with handhelds. We got this week. Now this is something a bit more new. This is not even from the 2000s. This is from the 2020s. And you're thinking, Jace, this is meant to be a retro gaming show. It is a retro gaming show, but sometimes some stuff is retro, but it's new. It's complicated, isn't it? It's the Arduboy FX 8-bit game system. 8-bit, you see, retro. It has over 200 installed games. Let me just show you the beautiful box there. And the thing about these games, when is it from? 2021. 2021. So it's not very, 3 years old. The good thing about this, it says a lovely box. The good thing about these is they really are pocket sized. There you can see the actual game in its little, it's got a connects your card to recharge it from a PC or from anything else, from a USB charger, and that is it. It's tiny, isn't it? It's tiny. I can power it up there, just show you. There you can see the screen. Good quality screen, but it is tiny. It's a tiny screen, but look, it's so thin. It's like a credit card size. They're very nice games. We can go in action. Hopper. We've loaded Hopper, and you still got these lights at the side that flash around. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this. Am I hopping? I've not. You get to see some gameplay. I didn't pick a good example. Yeah, okay, brilliant. But anyway, brilliant fun. 200 games built in. I think you can even download some more from a PC. And it's got everything. It's got tower defense games in there. It's got you know, proper strategy, city builders. Obviously platform games and you know, Pac-Man rip-offs are there too. But yeah, incredible device. It also comes with this extra little leather pouch. It's perfect size for it. Just pop it in there. And you can carry it around. It's pocket ready, I'd say. That is pocket ready. One thing left to ask. How much is that worth, Marv? Okay, one last handheld to show you. And I've wanted to have one of these in stock for ages. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's this little yellow box. It's from Japan. All the best stuff's from Japan, you know that. It's because it is a game in the shape of a McDonald's chicken nugget. Yes, they released this as a Happy Meal toy in Japan. It really is in the shape of a chicken nugget. It comes in the box. It comes with an instruction card, but it comes with loads of stickers so you can decorate it yourself. You can make it look even more fancy. I mean, I don't know. Stickers on a chicken nugget doesn't really work, does it? Oh, let me just put this on. So there you can see. It's got the music and everything. It's like a proper rip-off of the Game Boy Classic. And there we go, Tetris in action. I'm not good at Tetris. Went a bit fast there. Anyway, you all know what Tetris is. I mean, if you're watching this show, you know what Tetris is. But have you ever played Tetris in the shape of a chicken nugget? I just thought, well, it's an interesting game. Nice to have it on the show. Looks like it could be incredibly expensive, do you think? How much is it, Marvin? Not that expensive. Yes, very nice. Okay, what's in the box? We've got a lot of interesting things in here today. Let's go on to a Nintendo format. I know we had a lot of Nintendo in the last few weeks. But let's check out a couple of Famicom games. We don't get much Famicom stuff. It's the Japanese version of the NES for the uninitiated. This game is called Baltron. Let's check out Baltron.
Now, Baltron does seem to be one of those strange games you find from time to time where you don't actually have to do very much. Yeah, I don't need to go up and down. I can just stay in the middle of the screen, just pressing the fire button, and nothing seems to get me. And you kind of think, well, it's going to get tougher in a minute. Surely it's going to get tougher in a minute, but it takes longer than a minute. Just watch the endless scenery loop while you shoot aimlessly into the air, thinking of something better to do.
Of course, it could be Baltron. Could be Baltron. It's got some horrible. Who did that? Why did you do that? Hard to get all that off. But anyway, it's still a good game. How much is it, Marv? Okay, another Famicom game, and this time in a pretty pink. Read the translation of the Japanese title on this post-it note. Takahashi Meijin Nobuget Honey, which is a bit of a mouthful, especially as it doesn't take up a lot of space to say all that in that little title. That actually translates, quite a funny translation, to Master Takahashi's weapons are bones, which is strange. But it's an interesting game, an interesting mix of breakout and some run and gun platforming action. Check it out.
It's a very familiar looking game initially, a bit like Venture Island, PC Kid, one of those strange Neolithic platformers throwing stone axes at your enemies, but then tap your feet 3 times and you end up in this kind of stage. And yes, it's a pretty awesome version of Arkanoid, the classic Taito coin-op. There's weapons to pick up. You see there's a bomb. We hit the bomb, we'll blow up that section. Almost. Oh, and now we're up to another bit. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it in a breakout game when that happens. You bounce like, oh. And there's the cartridge, lovely and pink. Well, it's a bit grot bags. It's a little bit grot bags on the other side, but you know, an unusual game. I think this must be a good one, isn't it, Marv? How much is that worth? Okay, coming up next is some PC Engine. We often talk about PC Engine. This game is called Cyber Core. It's a shooter. Let's check it out. Now, for those of you who don't know, the PC Engine is home to probably the best range of shoot-em-ups in the world. I do think possibly too much firepower. Here we've got the boss level. It's a bit of a creepy spider. But why have we got so much firepower? 5 streams at every single angle, filling up the screen. I think it kind of ruins it a bit. Can you have too much fire? Yes, in a lot of Japanese shooters, you have too much firepower. And I know they compensate that by putting too much enemy fire too, but oh, that's quite nice. That was a nice splat sound as he blew up. And there it is on the unusual Game Princess label, one of those obscure Japanese labels you don't hear much of. It's a Hugh Grant. It is a Hugh Grant. There it is. Beautiful condition. Let's move on. What's the price of that, Marv? Another shooter for the PC Engine. This one is called Final Soldier. I know you want to see what it plays like. Check out Final Soldier. And here it is, a traditional top-down shooter in a spaceship. It's called Final Soldier. Cyber Core actually had you controlling a giant robot, which feels more like it should be called Final Soldier than this, where you are controlling a spaceship. Anyway, warning, the big boss is coming. And it's a strange enemy. It's like a tank, but with a face. Yeah, I do like a tank with a face. Quite tricky this. I get quite panicky at boss levels ends, you know, because you've got so far, you're limited on your lives, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to lose it now, just get this over as quickly as possible. The sad thing is, this particular boss battle seems to go on forever. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of missiles, a lot of fire in there. We're getting him, but this just goes on and on and on. I'm going to speed it up. Yeah, at this speed, you really can see how much hard work it is to take this guy down. It's monotonous, and it's tense. Boss battles like this are tense. Why drag it out for this long? I mean, yeah, a test for the hardcore gamers. I've actually cut a little bit out because it's just went on forever and ever. But we're nearly at the end now. Oh, finally, come on. Is he shaking a bit? Yeah, and he just kind of fades out of view. That's pathetic. Yeah, there you go, and it's in beautiful condition. It's got the foam! It's got... the foam. Don't like the smell of that foam. Sometimes the foam is just like manna from heaven. It's like the smell of the 80s, but that bit of foam, not so much. That smells like a teenage bedroom. But anyway, it's original, it's authentic, it's included. So I guess it makes it incredibly expensive. Marvin, how much for Final Soldier? Now we're talking. This is the classic Konami Salamander, the sequel to Gradius, or better known in the West as Nemesis. Let's remind ourselves what Salamander's like on the PC Engine. Well, Salamander on the PC Engine is pretty tough. Yeah, I mean, I quite like the feeling of this. It's kind of like inside a human body. It's like flesh rebuilding itself as you try and shoot through it. You can't get through this level unless you've built up your weapons. We're coming. Another end boss. Yeah, 3 end bosses in a row. Oh, he's slowly disintegrating the skin or flesh around him. And it's his brain. It's a giant brain. If only that brain had arms. Oh, hang on. Here comes his arms. Yeah, you can't shoot him yet. I'm shooting him, but you can't. No, now you can shoot him. Yeah, I mean he's a creepy looking brain floating in space. He's got a big eye. You got to get the eye. And look, bang, gone, done. Different story. That so fast, too fast. That one, absolutely too fast. And then you get top-down stages like this. It's a great game, full of variety, special weapons and bonuses. I love it.
Yes, it's just like Gradius, isn't it? It's got this. Oh, the little card. Oh, and the foam. Shall I sniff it? Shall I sniff it? Shall I sniff it? Yes, you can. Or yeah, I don't like it. But anyway, there's the Hugh Grant there. Beautiful condition, as you can see, shiny and new. Thank you very much, Salamander. How much is that worth, Marv? I'm going to forget to ask him soon. This is a new thing for me. I'm going to forget to ask Marvin the price. And when I do, I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Now, here we go. I've saved the best PC Engine game till last. Power Drift. You'll know the Sega coin-op. It's legendary. You'll remember me playing it in the Jason Japan series. I found an original Power Drift machine. But what is Power Drift like on the humble PC Engine? 8-bit! Check it out.
Now before we look at the PC Engine version, let's check out the original Sega coin-op. And this game is all about the tilt. You see, the whole game leans sideways as you corner. It was a first in the arcades. There was nothing else like it when it came out. Yeah, it really made you feel part of the action, especially in the moving cabinet. Yeah, really good. Now let's just see what the PC Engine version is like in comparison. Yeah, graphically pretty good, I'd say, pretty good. And here we go. Okay. It's similar, but no tilt. When you turn the corner, the whole screen does not tilt the same. I mean, it's hard to do. It's hard to do with AM2 hardware. You know, to do it on a PC Engine would be crazy. This is an 8-bit console. And if you're thinking, Jace, this is ropey, you spoiled it by showing us the coin-op version, let's just look at the UK attempts. Yeah, that's left is Commodore 64 and on the right is the Spectrum. I mean, they're both pretty good games, but they're a long way away from that PC Engine version. Look at the Spectrum here as it ascends the matted beard road.
Yeah, it's better than you thought, and it's better than you thought. The PC Engine games are, better than you thought, isn't it? It's good. It's good. Beautiful condition. It's got the foam. Shall I sniff it? Yes, you can. That one's a bit better. It's a bit better, but it's not classic foam smell. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jace, what do you do with this foam in your private time, Joe? Family show, stop it. Power Drift. Marvin, how much is Power Drift worth on the PC Engine? Okay, we've got one game here for the Amiga. It's Chaos Engine. It's by the Bitmap brothers, responsible for Xenon, Xenon 2, Speedball, Speedball 2, you know, Gods. Can we name any more? Magic Pockets. Oh, there's loads of them. But I can't think of any more. Yeah, anyway, those games. Chaos Engine is for the Amiga. Highly rated arcade adventure. Before I show you the contents of this box, let's check it out.
Node activated. Food. Node activated.
Now this particular example is very, very nice condition. It's got a rattle around. Let me just open it up for you. It has got loads of contents, including the addendum. We do like an addendum. It's got the international catalogue of games on the Mindscape. There's adverts there for Game Boy games, which is unusual. Capitol Hill. I don't remember that. Yeah, loads of interesting stuff. Mario's in there. Yeah, a nice brochure in there. You've got the registration card, classic registration card, unfilled in. You've got the manual. Of course, you've got the manual, lovely glossy manual. You've got the discs. You've got the discs with their labels on. But you have also got this. Now this is, it's a bonus that you only got in this game. I think this might have been in the Atari ST version. But but it's a little wallet, and I'll open it up. It's a little wallet, and inside, you see, it's like a little wallet with a little gang from the game, and then you get these cards. Wow, beautiful, aren't they? Like game character cards. 8 cards in total, in brand new condition. Not always in the box. This I do believe this little pack was only included in early versions of the game. It was quite a successful game, I do believe. Cadaver! Just thought of another one. Yeah, I do think that there are versions of this that didn't have that set in, so it makes it all the more special, doesn't it? Come on then, Marvin, how much of this Amiga game? You gotta love the Amiga! Okay, you ready for some big boys toys? Yeah, I'm ready for some big boy stuff. Big boys, we're bigger boys, we want bigger boys toys. We want some really, really big stuff. Alright. Well, we have got some games for the Neo Geo AES! Yes! AES! This is, as I've often said, the king of home consoles. Not just because they're huge, but because they're ridiculously expensive. Good luck on guessing. There's 2 variants of an AES game. Well, there's 3. There's AES, there's MVS, which was the arcade coin-op version. But you can get an adapter to play MVS carts on a Neo Geo AES. Oh, I hope that I'm putting pictures up to show all this as I'm explaining it. But you all know this. You know that. Come on, you know this. So World Heroes Jet. This is. There's 2 variants of AES games. There's Japanese ones and then the English language USA versions. You can play. It's a multi-region console. You can play any AES game on any AES console. But the American ones with English language are more valuable. Bear that in mind if you're trying to guess the prices. This game is called World Heroes 2 Jet. Yes, there's World Heroes, there's World Heroes 2, and there's World Heroes 2 Jet. They put the jet on the end of lots of games. I don't know why. It's an SNK thing. Let's check it out.
If you like Neo Geos, then you are all about the fighting games. And what about this? We're fighting an American footballer. Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit unfair. He's got his full body armour on, but she's still kicking his butt. I can say that as well. Yeah, I'm making short shrift of him. Now, one of the great things about World Heroes 2 Jet is the bonus levels. Okay, so here we go. Does this seem okay? We're going to battle a bull. It's animal rights crazy. Here we go. Yeah, destroy that poor innocent animal. Go for it. Yeah, easy. That was really easy.
And there you go. If you like your fighting, the Neo Geo is the console for you. And as you can see, it's in beautiful condition. Huge case. Open it up for you. Show the huge cartridge. I mean, look, it's as big as my face. No, because your face is massive, Jason. It's almost as big as my face. Anyway, beautiful. I mean, they are giant. They have 2 circuit boards. Look. There's a lot going on in a Neo Geo cart. And then we've got the manual. It's all about the manuals. And there it is in a little plastic, still in its original plastic bag. World Heroes Jet. Very nice to have some AES stuff. We don't get as much AES stuff as I would like. Not many people want to part with it. I think that's the thing. It's disappearing. It's disappearing into people's collections. Never ever to make it out again. Never to escape. Stop rambling, Jace. How much is it, Marvin? Here's another one then, and this game is called Ninja Combat. Again, USA, English language. Before I talk about it anymore, let's show you what it's like. Beautiful box, a little bit of inlay wear you can see along this top edge. Sadly, just a little bit of wear. Clean spine, and the box hasn't got the manual. This one hasn't got the manual, but it does have the cartridge. Oh yeah. And let's just have a look. There it is. Ninja Combat. Beautiful. Okay, Ninja Combat. I think this one's quite rare, isn't it, Marvin? So do you like baseball? What about this? Baseball Stars. Not just regular Baseball Stars. Baseball Stars Professional! Yeah, it's the professional version. You've got to be a pro. You've got to be a pro to play Baseball Stars. I actually really like SNK, the Neo Geo's attitude to sports games. They are some of the most playable sports games ever made. Let's see if Baseball Stars lives up to that. I think it does. I think it's fun, isn't it? It's a fun baseball game. Just open it up. Again, no manual on this one, sadly. But it has got the cartridge. It's got the cartridge, the giant AES cartridge. Beautiful. Fabulous. How much is that, Marvin? Okay, so baseball Professional is one thing, but what about Super Baseball 2020? Now the funny thing is, 2020 is obviously old to us, but when this game came out in the, what is it, 90s, early 90s? 91, obviously 2020 felt a long way away. They probably didn't think we'd actually be playing Baseball 2020 after 2020, which is, it's strange. But this is Super Baseball 2020. I think it's a lot of fun. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is what they thought 2020 would be like in 1991. Yes, we teleport onto the mound, and then we take our shots. Throw it. So there's a robot. There's robots on the pitch. Is it a pitch? Field. Field of Dreams. It's classic baseball action still. Swipe at the ball. Not so good. That's a foul ball. What about this though? Yeah! Okay, we're having a home run. And they knew that us 2020ans would celebrate with gusto when we got a home run. Oh yeah. It's exciting, come on. Yeah! I'm pumped. Is 2020 better than Professional? Maybe. Beautiful condition, again, American. It's got that lovely English text. We do love that lovely English juicy text. And there we have the giant cartridge. And this one has got the manual in beautiful condition inside. It looks expensive to me, Marvin. Is it? And now something more shooty. Something shooty for the Neo Geo. This is NAM 1975, and you're thinking, oh yes, I want to see a good shooter. Is this a good shooter on the Neo Geo? Check it out. Of course it's a good shooter. Very interesting perspective, a bit like Operation Wolf, but you are in control of a man on the ground. And he's a one-man army. Look, he's taking down all these commandos. And you can even take down jet fighters. Yeah, we can take down jet fighters. We can take down all sorts of planes, helicopters. We can take down everything. Just, oh, there's a big bomber. Oh, massive bomber there. It's okay. I missed it. Now this is the boss section for that flying level. Yeah, I know you can actually put some damage on the plane. Your shots seem to register. You're actually getting bullet holes in the side of the fuselage. Yeah, brilliant. Taking them guns out. We've got this guy just chucking grenades at us. He's pretty annoying. But yeah, it's a great fun game. It's what you really want your Neo Geo for. I think it is good. It is good, isn't it? It's brilliant and beautiful box art as well. Isn't that lovely? NAM 1975. Yeah, lovely. English text again. It's the English version. Take that into account. And there's beautiful contents. There's the beautiful cartridge. There is the manual in its plastic bag. All Neo Geo games had their manuals in plastic bags. They actually came like that. But yeah, beautiful, huge cartridge. I think it's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one. How much is this worth then, Marvin? One more Neo Geo to go. And it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a platform game. It's the legendary Magician Lord. Again, English version. Just remind us that you probably know this. You know this game. I'm sure you do. Magician Lord for the Neo Geo. Let's play it. And there it is, a beautiful artwork. It has got a very epic look to it. Fabulous condition. English again, as I said, and there's the cartridge, like new really. Cartridge is very beautiful, shiny like new, and there's the manual in its placky bag. Shall we get over this? Let's get past the Neo Geo, let's get to something else. How much is this one worth then? Put us out of our misery, Marv. Ooh, okay, let's move on. Now I'm going to talk to you about we're going to go back in time to proper 8-bit stuff, and I'm going to show you some hardware first. We got this week. This is an unusual thing. This is the quick data drive. It's for the Commodore 64. Now, I don't know whether you know about these things. They're unusual. This is a wafer drive. Yes. And it's weird because they call them wafer drives, but you are not saving data onto a wafer, and that rhymes. It rhymes. I'm not saving data onto a wafer. No wafers. I think wafer is basically just because it's thin. It's actually a little tiny, super fast tape, like the micro drive for the Spectrum. It's just a very compact, tiny, fast speed tape. It's not a wafer at all. But anyway, this is called a quick data drive. They haven't really used the term wafer, but inside they do. On the actual thing it says wafer. Let me get it out for you. Brand new condition, this, brand new. We've got the manual there. We've got the beautiful manual. And there we go. You see that? You see the word wafer, look. Master, it's got its own BIOS. I say BIOS, you know, operating system. The Master Quos wafer. Shall we actually get one of these wafers out? Let's just prove the point. This is brand new condition, never been out of the box, and this is from 1984. But this is what a wafer looks like. And you see it pulls across like a video cassette, and there inside is tape. It's tape. It's nothing to do with wafers. It's a tiny audio cassette. And I guess that the idea was to have a really successful format like this, and then you can make a fortune making the blank media for it. You can make these little wafers, and you've got your business is going to last forever. But sadly, they're just very unsuccessful. There were similar things on the Spectrum, the Rotronics wafer drive. It also comes with a blank in there, and this is the drive itself. Absolutely brand new condition. The wafer drive just plugs in the same port as the cassette player on your Commodore 64, and you can play wafers. Though obviously only if you dump something onto wafer that you can actually load. It's an unusual thing. It's a hobbyist knick-knack. I don't really think a lot of people are going to be using this, but as a collectible, it's quite interesting. It's mint in the box. How much is it worth, Marvin? Right, sticking with the Commodore 64. It's a big week this week on the site for the old C64, and I'm going to show you something amazing now. This is one of the biggest games you will ever see. It's you know I want to see the biggest games. Well, this game is massive. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, that is bigger than my head. That is definitely bigger than my head. That is, get ready for number with BJ Bear. Yeah, BJ Bear. It did remind me of BJ and the Bear, classic TV show from when I was a kid. But no, this is BJ Bear. BJ didn't mean that then. It's changed. It didn't mean anything then. It just meant Big Jace. It meant Big Jace, or you know, I can't think of anything. There's only one thing I can think of that BJ stands for, but Bear Johnny. Bear Johnny. Anyway, huge box. They did this. Commodore did this. Like the Spirit of the Stones, that huge box. Ding. Spirit of the Stones, that huge box. They just are terrible for me to try and store in our warehouse, these things, because they are just so giant. It doesn't fit with any other Commodores. Who's got a shelf for stuff like this? Anyway, educational software, very rare, not particularly desirable. That is the problem. It's a big box game, not very desirable. But look at the giant box. It's proper Commodore first party. It comes with 4 tapes. 4 tapes. It comes with a get ready for numbers, parents and teaching manual. Yeah, it's like something you'd find on the BBC Model B, really. Which is more an educational machine. And then you've got the BJ number book, and it's a proper picture book. There's BJ. Hello, BJ. And look at Pete. Pete looks angry. Pete, why are you so angry?
Peter, you're wonderful.
Yeah, fabulous, fabulous set. I mean, we've never had this in stock before, so it's got to be rare. 30 years and we've never had this before. But how much is it worth, Marv? Yeah, BJ Bear. Okay, moving on. We've got some more interesting big box stuff. Now, this is a classic. This is Shadowfire by Beyond, written by Denton Designs. A really, really popular development crew from about 1984 onwards. But Shadowfire was kind of their big break, their big game. It's a strategy adventure. It's a complicated game to play. It was one of those things, a crash smash, zap, sizzler, but that is also one of the unusual things. This is a Spectrum version and the Commodore version in the same packet, which that didn't happen. That just didn't generally happen. And here we go anyway. Shadowfire, beautiful boxed game, and we've got the tape there and the red insert, and then we've got an extra bone. What is this? It's a this is subscribe to Popular Computing Weekly insert, which is unusual. That's unusual. Enter the Beyond Club. It's free. But yeah, beautiful game. What is Denton Design's most famous game? I'd say it's The Great Escape. That was quite a big hit on the Spectrum under the Ocean label. But before that, they were stuck with Beyond, and Shadowfire was a legendary game. So anyway, it's always nice when you see one of them that's not completely wrecked, because they often are. Okay, sticking with big box Commodore, what about this? I love these games. This is Assault Machine by Nexus. Now, Nexus, they had some funny ideas, and funny enough, there's a spin-off label of Beyond, who I just showed you, Shadowfire. And let me just show you the case for this. Oh my god, it's like the case for Doctor Who's Sonic Screwdriver, isn't it? And you open it up like that, and then the cassette pops out there. There's the manual. It's just such a weird thing. And is it worth having a special shelf for storage of boxes like this? Okay, now we're on the clam cases. That's what we call them. We call these clam cases in the trade. This is what they call them in retro gaming circles. It's this, because they open like a clam. You know this. It's like, if you can imagine this under the sea. Oh, where's my dinner? Yeah, I'll do that every day. This is Boulder Dash, the original first issue of Boulder Dash for the Commodore 64. It is a legendary game. I'm going to have to show you some Boulder Dash.
The classic Boulder Dash, nothing quite like this when it came out. I think it first came out on the Atari 800. Yeah, you're kind of making your way through the earth, like Dig Dug, you're chopping your way through the earth, loosening those rocks, and you can get crushed by those rocks. But you can free up these, I mean, those flashing squares are bad guys. They're the monsters. So you free them up into the space that you've cleared by eating through the rock. I'm not eating, pushing through it. And then with time, and you can get all the gems. But it's great fun, isn't it? You can make little save. They can't get me now. They can't get past the rocks to come and get me. So I'm safe now. I got. If you're quick and you keep moving, you can avoid being crushed like this. Wow. Yeah, brilliant fun.
Yeah, it's all about, you know, getting the gems, not getting crushed under the rocks, and it's a beautiful example. There it is with its manual and everything. I'm thinking that's a bit expensive, isn't it, Marvin? It was, wasn't it? It was. Moving on. Here's a classic. Ghostbusters. They're making a new Ghostbusters movie with the original cast or whoever's left in them. Bill Murray's in it. And just what a great time to have Ghostbusters come in this week. I was like, oh, I'm excited. And the reason this one's special is because it's actually got the manual. Now, Ghostbusters is an important game for me for Commodore gaming, because I just used to love pressing the spacebar in the intro. The intro plays Ghostbusters. You press the spacebar exactly the right time, and the speech says Ghostbusters. Describing this isn't going to cut it. Check it out.
Now I would literally do this for hours. I loved the music. I bought the single. I had the 12-inch single. I love the Ghostbusters music. Ray Parker Jr. at his best. It's the only thing he ever did of note. Okay, I'm ready to press the spacebar. Yes! I mean, it's cheesy. But you know, that's the kind of stuff you love when you was a kid. Oh, I was a little bit out that time. Yeah, I mean, you have to sing along. I'm not going to sing along, don't worry. This was the highlight of the game. Trying to trap the ghost in the traps. Yeah, oh, you remember this. Yeah, and that's it, really. Yeah, there's not much to it, but it felt like you were reliving the film. Fantastic.
Who are you going to call? Yeah, call Ghostbusters. And it's beautiful. It's got the manual. The manual's really hard to find. It's a really chunky manual in this. Lovely example of a classic 8-bit game. To be honest, the game's pretty pants. Let's be honest. Ghostbusters was pretty pants, but it had the music and it was released in the same time as the film, and so everyone was excited about it, and that's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. It's in the memory bank. It's logged. Marvin, how much is it worth? Okay, now we've got a game by Interceptor. Interceptor made lots of stuff, specifically a C64 label. They released loads of crazy stuff. This game is Defender 64. It's a rip-off of the Eugene Jarvis arcade classic Williams coin-op. Defender 64, I can't imagine what this game's like to play. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's a bit like Defender, Jace. Yeah, it is really, isn't it? They got away with it. They got away with it, and they actually called it Defender, not a spelling change. No, they could have, couldn't they? They could have just like double D'd it, or double R'd it, or double F'd it, because double F'd it. But you know what I mean? Usually they're a bit more cheeky than this. But yeah, there it is. It's in there. Defender 64. How much, Marvin? Still with Interceptor, what about this? This is Wheeling Wally. I think actually it came in this week, but I think we've got better copies in. Now, before I go into one, let me show you what it's like.
Now there's something a bit weird and also pretty adorable about this game, and that is the way the credits scroll across the action. Yes, written by Andrew Chalice with help from my mum and my sister. I mean, it's just crazy to think that is part of the game. G. Hansford did the music. Thank you for that. I think it pauses while it loads more graphics. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mind the ball. It's a bizarre game. You are collecting the dots, hovering above a ball. Get ready to jump. Yeah, it's telling you what to do as you go. This is a great idea. I like it. Don't fall in the water. You're getting a little bit of advice as you play. Try to land down there. Yeah, we did. I think they should use this in a few modern games. Skipping forward a little bit, I like llama pies, really. Wallies of the world unite. Yeah, Wallies. How's this for a bridge? He's commenting on his own graphics. He's obviously proud of it. What a crazy concept.
Yeah, Wheeling Wally. Okay, now, the reason I'm talking to you about this is because do you read the back of boxes anymore? You don't, but back in the 8-bit days, the back of the boxes are very important. Now, let me read this to you. Based on the world-famous poem, by Peggy Chalice. Now, this game is actually written by Andrew Chalice, so I'm thinking Peggy Chalice was his mum. And we're very, very lucky that they have included the poem on the back of the box. Okay. Excuse my cough. To keep your Wally wheeling, you must avoid the ceiling. Miss the frogs and bouncing ball, power pixels, eat them all. Across the bridges you must go, mind that teapot, don't be slow. Make the jump, avoid the water, or your lifestyle you could alter. Now the cobwebs and the spider, the gaps around the snowman don't get wider. And at the end of your great reign, count your score and do it again. Please. What a mega poem! Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But anyway, it is Wheeling Wally from an era when poetry could appear on the back of a game inlay. And isn't that fabulous? Isn't that fabulous? I think so. Marvin, how much?
That really was a fabulous game.
All right, Marvin, don't big up your part. Another Interceptor clam case, and this game seems almost offensive. It's called China Miner. It's about mining. I'm gonna read some from the back, but let's check it out first. There it is, China Miner. Yeah, okay, now, this is a strange game too. Somewhere in China lie the jade mines of the forgotten Pong dynasty. Is it offensive? Their location is known only to a local miner, but their path to find them is not easy. Apart from chasms and collapsing floors, Wally, yeah, we're still controlling Wally. Wally, he doesn't look like Wally. I mean, if you look at these two games, Wally there is like some sort of green blob man, and here he's a very traditional Chinese man. Will Wally live up to his name, or can he reach the secret at the bottom of the mine? Are those really Pac-Men on legs? We see them a lot, don't we? Who is Chrissy Poos? And why is he so fond of VU meters? Where did all those hover mowers come from? Who is that evil man in the dragster? Why has Horace gone walkabout? Can anything be done about Jumping Jeff? Who knows? Who cares? But only the China Miner can find out. Possibly. What a load of baloney! It's baloney! But yeah, I kind of like it. It's endearing, it's old-fashioned. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. But thanks for that. How much, Marvin? Okay, we've got some small case games now. This is regular case games. And now this is a game that I used to love playing back in the day, and I thought any excuse, get it on the show. This is a 64 classic, later released on Areola Soft, but this is the Broder Bund original with that horrible blue inlay. It is Raid on Bungling Bay. Oh, I can't even get it right. Raid on Bungling Bay. Nothing to do with Rainbow. Raid on Bungling Bay. Check it out.
You join us at the start of our mission. We launch our attack helicopter from the aircraft carrier, and here we are attacking the city. Yeah, we're blowing up. We're going to bomb this factory. You can see smoke coming out of the chimneys. Bomb, 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 bomb. Come on, yes. We are smashing this place to pieces. Yeah, there's another factory. Come on, let's blow this one up. Yeah. Oh, I can see a tank. There's a tank. Shoot the tank. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it seems a bit easy. Yeah, blow up another factory. Congratulations. You've just killed hundreds of people.
Yeah, classic top-down shooter for the 64. Just an absolute classic game. It's a classic game. I'm thinking it's expensive. Am I right, Marv? Annie Rog. Yeah, Annie Rog. I used to go out with her sister. Annie Rog, Moon Buggy. I love Moon Buggy games or Moon Alert games. They were big in the arcades. They're just a classic game type, aren't they? If you don't remember what they're like, you're driving along, shooting the aliens at the same time, check out Moon Buggy by Annie Rog. And there it is, classic, beautiful condition. Moving on, let's get, no, sorry, not moving on quite yet. Marvin, how much is that much? And here we have a slice of classic platforming action. It's Wanted Monty Mole. You'll know the story. It's about the miners' strike. And this guy, Monty, deciding to go and get all the coal for himself. Yeah, it was a strange game. It birthed gremlin graphics. Beautiful condition. Do I need to show you what Monty Mole's like on the Commodore 60? Do I? Do I actually need to show you? Do I? You can't even imagine it. Alright then, this is Monty Mole on the 64! Enough of this stuff! How much is it worth, Marvin? Now here's a budget game on the Americana label, quite a cult sought after. People collect budget games, people are mad for budget games, and I needed to check this one out. This is in the Americana label. It's called Disaster Blaster, but disaster is spelt with a Z. Yeah, I'll show you the name in a sec, but let's check the game.
Can you tell it's a budget game? Yeah, I guess it proves the old adage, you get what you pay for.
That's right, disaster spelt with a Z, D-I-Z. Bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre, but it's a very obscure, unusual game. I hope you appreciate that. Let's just check out what it's worth. What do you reckon, Marvin, on Disaster Blaster? Another classic, Raid Over Moscow. Beautiful game for the Commodore 64. I always link these two with Beachhead and Raid Over Moscow. It's got a separate manual, has a separate manual in the case. Beautiful. I guess I'm going to have to show you some Raid Over Moscow just to tickle those old memory buds. Go for it.
So it's one of those games that tests your skills at playing loads of different game types. This first stage is very similar to Zaxxon. It's slow, it's methodical, but it's kind of nice. Nice graphics, nice shadow. Then what about this? Looking up the screen, trying to take out this missile launcher. A bit of classic missile command action too, trying to take out the nukes before they blow up the world. This is probably my favourite section. Takes me back a little bit to that NAM 1975 on Neo Geo. It's the same perspective. Yeah, we've got a missile, a grenade launcher, I think it is. We can actually look, we're damaging the actual building. We're taking down Red Square all on our own. Yeah, very satisfying. Now this stage is a weird one. Yes, I don't think it makes any sense. Suddenly we're playing Frisbee. We're trying to take out a robot in the middle of the screen with Frisbees. Who said that taking over Moscow was going to be easy or comprehensible?
Better than Beachhead, isn't it? It's better than Beachhead. Do we need to do a Raid Over Moscow anyway? I think maybe we can use this as some sort of educational program. Raid Over Moscow, how much is it worth now, Marvin? Another Anirog, and this one's done it properly. It's Scramble, but with a K. Scramble with a K. They're not stepping on anyone's toes from the classic going up with a C. And we all know what Scramble is, but let's check out Anirog's version of Scramble. Yeah, Scramble! We love it. Beautiful game. Cheap, isn't it? It's cheap, this one, Marvin, isn't it? Cheap! Cheap-ish. Okay, moving on. Wow, so many shoots, so much great Commodore stuff this week. We haven't had Commodore on the show for a while, so it's nice to see. And there's another classic shooter, it's kind of Defender-ish. Falcon Patrol, the original first Falcon Patrol on the Virgin label. Check it out. Must be a common game, that's what you're thinking, must be common. Everyone had Falcon Patrol, or Falcon Patrol 2 was possibly even more popular. Beautiful condition. How much is Falcon Patrol? Tony Crowther, do you know Tony Crowther? Made loads of great games back in the day. Don't think it's his first game, Suicide Express, but it's one of his early ones. Let's check it out for the Commodore 64. Now I particularly like this example of Suicide Express because it has a retailer sticker on it. But this retailer sticker is a bit obvious. It just says computer game. I guess it was on sale. It was actually on sale in Boots. So the computer that was just differentiated from the audio cassettes. Let's just stick a sticker on there. Computer game. Does it make it any more valuable, Marvin? No is the answer there. Okay, moving on. We have a couple of games by someone I've met. Someone I have met a couple of times, but he also came to the Retrogames exhibition in 1996. It's Andrew Braybrook, the classic legendary Commodore 64 games producer. Also half of the Graph Gold team with Steve Turner. I met Steve Turner too. I love those guys. They made some of the greatest games of the era. And one of those games is Uridium. Do I really need to show you Uridium? Just in case. Go on, play some Uridium. Yes, Uridium, brilliant game. I mean, it's one of the top 10 games you need to own if you have a Commodore 64. But that's not the only Andrew Braybrook game I have today. I have this, Alley Cat. Slightly rarer game, didn't sell quite as well, but still a great slice of arcade action. Let's check it out. And how much for Alley... I didn't ask about Uridium, did I? But I'm guessing I've slotted it in. How much for Alley Cat, Marvin? Now, for the first time ever, my last game of the show is for a format that I don't particularly like. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I am referring to a game also that I've already talked about. I'm going to show you a game for the Amstrad. Amstrad? Yeah, the Amstrad. Alan Sugar's Amstrad. It is Beachhead, which we've talked about Beachhead because it's like Red over Moscow. But this version is sealed. And we do like sealed 8-bit stuff. And there's a gold pull strip. And I just thought, wow, that is one heck of a nice game to have in that condition. Kind of wish it was for the Spectrum over the Commodore 64. So the Commodore 60, I think without a doubt, the Commodore 64 version is the best. Atari 800 version is next best, and probably the BBC version is the next best, and then probably the Spectrum version is the next best, and then probably the Amstrad version is the next best, and then probably the Commodore 16 version is the worst. But Beachhead came out for a lot of formats. But anyway, lovely to see it sealed. I hope you've enjoyed the flavour of the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've done the guessing game. Now, I said there was going to be a bit of a competition at the end, and that's why I'm going to keep you watching, because I thought if I gave you a total of all the items I've shown in the show, just to give you an example, my friend Marvin will do it. Let's do that. What's the total, Marvin, of all the games I've shown in the show? Wow, that's a lot of money. I think the Neo Geo games helped. Now, I thought, what about this for a competition? Why don't we, next week, you guess that total? So what you're going to guess is the total of all the games in the show. So every game that I've shown you in the show, Put your total in the comments. If the person who gets closest to that number is going to get 20 quid free, 20 quid to spend on the Retrogames site. You can buy a pretty decent game for 20 quid on the Retrogames site. All you've got to do, the closest person who puts in a guess for next week's show will win. But better than that, if any crazy person out there gets exactly the right number, and bear in mind, I don't know the total, I don't even know what games are going to come in next week at this point, you will have £100 to spend on the Retrogames site. What about that? 100 quid. And you can buy nice stuff. You can buy an N64 and a couple of games for that. You can buy a Mega Drive and a few games for that. You can buy something really nice retro for 100 quid. And all you've got to do is guess the amount of next week's total of the games. It's fun. It's a bit of fun. It's to keep you watching. It's to keep you coming back. I hope you've enjoyed the new format of the show. Until next week, happy retro gaming, retro gamers!
Retrogames says thank you for watching. Retrogames says thank you for watching.
And finally, just a big shout out to Sheza, who said his whole family crowded round the TV to guess the prices, which inspired me changing the show this way. If you think it's crazy and we should go back to the old way of doing it, send me a comment, give me some comments. If you like this, more snappy, more fun, then yeah, let me know too. I always look at all your comments and I always try and reply if I can. Until then, bye bye.